Hey guys, MWUSA Season 5, Episode 41. It is early morning on Thursday, and I am still here in Vegas. Got back to the room a little after 2 in the morning, and it's about 5:30 right now. Got some sleep, got a shower, got all ready to go, and I'm about to head out for the day. Looking out over the strip, it's kind of quiet looking out there, but I'm ready to go into the fire and battle again today. Yesterday I had 24,000 steps, just under 24,000, and yesterday it looked like a definite disaster day. We came back from that, and we actually made it into our best day. And today we're going to do our best to not have the disaster, but just have all the good stuff that happened yesterday. Um, Thank you to Walter White for hanging out yesterday. Had a good time talking to him and seeing him and all that stuff, and had a nice big meal at Nobu. I had $300 left in food, and we spent $300 on sushi yesterday, and including these two tiny, tiny tacos that were $20 a piece. That I had these lobster tacos that actually were probably worth it at $20 a piece. They were the size of your pinky, and but had a good time. We talked, we walked, and always good to see him. So that was great. Um, Shout out to Rocky from the Bellagio. Rocky is a dealer who's been at the Bellagio for 35 years, who has a pin that says 35 on it. And he knows that because he's been there for 35 years, he doesn't have to try anymore. And Rocky deals like this: he pulls a card out, flips it over, pulls a card out, flips it over, has no expression on his face at all, zero customer service at all. And my first hand on that table was a blackjack. The next 9 were losing hands, and made a nice comeback toward the end to be ahead for the session at the end of a shoe, and ended up leaving. And I was one hand away from even, and I lost. And I said, wow, that was a pretty good run, though. He's like, well, you did win 8 in a row. Well, yeah, but you won 9 in a row when we started. And whose side are you on anyway, Rocky? I thought we were buddies. But he had no personality at all, zero. So shout out to Rocky. Hope your retirement is good. Um, Shout out also to, oh man, Ricky, I believe, from the Venetian, who actually had a good attitude. He's been a dealer for 50 years, and had a good attitude and was a nice guy. So shout out to him as well. Um, Today, we're going to go down and look around the floor here at the Venetian Palazzo first. I don't really have a plan yet for the day, but we're meeting my friend Vegas for lunch, most likely. Just waiting for him to get back to me on the time, and we'll set a place and have some lunch. Other than that, don't have anything definite planned. I do want to hit South Point early today, if possible, to not see the same people I've seen the last 2 days there. I feel like it's a good place to make money. Also, Silverton, I believe, is a decent place. Um, just because they're kind of clueless at low limits. $25 double decks, you can get in and out, make whatever 2 to 500 with very little you know scrutiny at all. You can stay under the radar. They have a they have one side bet that you can do, that I feel you can kind of manipulate a little bit, but I kind of feel like it's obvious when it's there, and it doesn't really pay that much. But it's interesting to see if you're right or not. I think it's $1 to play it. I don't think it was ever in range the 2 sessions that I was there, maybe once for $1. Um, what else? I think that's about it. Made a lot of money from the Venetian, made a little bit of money from the Wynn, and then spread out the rest of the wins over everywhere else. And I believe we're ahead about $8,500. Today, by Vegas standards, it's very cold outside. Obviously, clear skies. We're in the desert here, but right now it's 36 degrees outside, and looks like chance of rain after 11 in the morning. That'll be interesting. High today is 49, so very comfortable for me. Today we'll be wearing jeans. Yesterday we were wearing shorts, but those shorts, they're nice, like golf short type things with really nice material and stuff, but just not enough pockets. The jeans that I wear are custom made jeans. They have very deep pockets. They have extra pockets. And I mean, I can go through the airport with 30,000 in my pockets and they don't even see it because it's just the way that the pants fit. It looks like there's nothing in my pockets. So anyway, without further ado, I'll be honest with you. I'm still a little tired. My legs are sore from yesterday, but I'm ready to go. So let's head downstairs and make a little money. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back and just leaving the Venetian right now. I did have one session today just playing machines, and it was pretty good. Just had one play. Took about 8 to 10 minutes and ended up ahead $289. So very nice start to the day. And honestly, if I make $400 a day consistently, you're doing pretty good making $400 a day. Think about that. You're making 150, 160,000 a year. So that's not bad if you can net that. But we're ahead 300. We're just leaving, and I thought, I'm not falling for that trap anymore. Go this way. We're going this way where it's easy. All traffic turn left. No. So I decided I want to go to South Point this morning. I played blackjack there 2 nights in a row, and I thought if I would do a morning shift, it would be all different people. And South Point, $25 table. If I'm making $300 or $400, I think that's good. I think that's under the radar. I can keep doing it over and over again, day after day. And even if it's the same shift, nobody's going to bother with someone making that much money. And this is about cumulative, how much money you're going to make for the day, for the week that you're here. So I'm not trying to hit them for $2,000 or $3,000. I'm trying to hit everybody for $300, $400, $500. And if you're doing that, you're making real money. I mean, if you can do 6 sessions a day and you're averaging $200 to $300 a session net, between winning 800 and losing, whatever, you're doing pretty well. So let's head out to South Point right now as the sun is coming up and see what we can do. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. Just getting back to the car here. Man, what I thought was going to be like 45 minutes ended up being over 2 hours. And man, that was a rough experience. So I looked at some slots first. Nothing. In fact, from last night I was here, early this morning, 1, 2 in the morning or whatever. From then until now, a lot of the slots hadn't even been played. And a lot of them, if you're watching them for progressives, you can even tell how many times they've been spun. So, if it moves up by a penny for every $2, and this moved up 10 cents, only $20 has been run through the machine. But, very little play since I was here early this morning. I guess I was only gone for like 4 or 5 hours. I guess it makes sense that it would be like that. So I think, I think I want to go to the M and then go to Silverton, and then I'm going to go to Caesars and meet a friend at Caesars who I met through the podcast, actually. So anyway, how did it go? Not very well. Played blackjack for a long time, and stayed within a narrow range the whole time. The dealer's name was Joe, nice guy, just couldn't get anything going. He kept getting 4-card 21s that ended with a 6. I'm like, how many 6s you got in there? Just bad the whole way. I think I only got 2 blackjacks the whole time I was playing. It's a double deck game at South Point. It's a beautiful game, and there's a lot of potential. I mean, if they had some stupid people working here, this could be your life just playing this. Anyway, lots of ups and downs. Ended the session ahead $5. Went and looked at slots again, and initially I was ahead like $30, and I was getting ready to leave and took one more lap. And I go down a rabbit hole, playing this, playing that. Then I'm down 100, then I'm down 200, then I'm down 300. Then I don't want to leave, and this guy comes up, and he's watching me play. He's standing there with a drink, and he talked to me for a long time. I was on this machine for about an hour, and he talked to me for a long time, maybe not an hour, maybe like 30 minutes. And it was interesting because, I mean, he acted like a normal guy. What are you going to do now? Are you going to go play something else? You're going to get dinner or lunch or whatever? But normal conversation. And then when we were done, I get up and I'm leaving, and he asked me my name, and you got to be so, like, in tune. You're still in a casino. The guy talked to you for half an hour. He's your buddy, but you're still in a casino. You don't know who that guy is. I just played blackjack for an hour and a half, and then some guy walks up to me and starts talking to me, and then he's all friendly with me. Then he asked me my name at the last second. See, most people wouldn't have thought of that, but you have to have your casino name in your head, your whole story in your head. You know what you're doing. And I told him my casino name, and we let each other go. But it's interesting. But and then he just walked straight away from me, like not like browsing around anymore, like straight toward the cashier area. So I'm like, wait a minute with this guy, what is this, huh? And so I kind of followed him a little bit. And I think he's just a regular player, but I was a little overly sensitive about that. But you never know. I mean, I just played blackjack all that time, and I'm spreading, and I'm not losing after all that time. It's very possible they could have sent somebody to talk to me. So anyway, slot wise, I ended up ahead a big $3, $5 at the blackjack, $3 at the slots for over 2 hours work. And now we're going to go to the M. Let's go to the M. Let's use the rest of our points for Hollywood, Penn, whatever they call themselves. And then let's head over to the Silverton, and then down to Caesars. So I got about 2 hours before I got to meet this guy. So I can't just be, hanging around. If there's nothing there, even if I'm down, I got to leave. All right, I'll be back. All right, guys, I just left the M, and as always, almost zero there. Played one machine. Everything was pretty miserable looking in there. I don't know how that place stays afloat, actually. As nice as it is, I don't want to keep rehashing stuff, man, but so many of these casinos, their marketing is garbaggio. You need a translator for that. They are ridiculous. But anyway, I played one machine, ended up ahead $22. And then I went and used the rest of my comps. I got a nice dessert. I got a chef salad. This is a car facing the wrong way on the road. Wow, that's kind of unusual. Chef salad. I got some yogurt with granola in it. I guess it's called a parfait. I got a drink. Stuff like that. So I used up, trying to see what else I got here. So I used up all my comps. I have less than $1 left. I won't play there anymore. The card I used was from 2011. But it still worked. It still swiped and got my stuff, and I'm out of there. I don't see myself coming back there anymore. I don't see myself getting invited there or anything like that. So, oh well. Anyway, right now we are heading to the Silverton. So right now it is 11:30. We'll be there at 11:37, and then we'll need to be at Caesars at 1. So just gotta be mindful of the time here, not get out of control. There's a couple things I want to check out. That one game that we're experimenting with, I'll check that out, and maybe play tables. I'm not sure. I haven't been to any of these casinos in the daytime, so should be a different crowd, so maybe get a chance to play a little double deck. So we'll see what happens. If I can make 200 or 300, I'm happy. So, all right, going on to the Silverton. It is raining, by the way. I'll be back. All right, so we can officially say that the day is starting off slow. No slots at all. Went to double deck, blackjack, $25 minimum, and start playing. I'm about even, and guy comes to the table, Asian guy. He doesn't hit 15, doesn't hit 16. Aggravating. So I'm down like 300 at that point, and I move to the next table over because the guy's playing slow, he's getting me aggravated. I switch over, new table, and actually the pit boss was running that table because someone was in the bathroom, and we wait for her to get back before we play a hand. I buy in for 200 more, so I'm in for 5, and lose that and buy in for another 200, so I'm in for 7, and things start picking up a little bit. And then when the dealer came back from the bathroom, she had a lady with her. Looks kind of like maybe a Hawaiian, little old lady. And I guess she had dementia, and her husband just lets her roam around the casino, and she was lost. So they were trying to find him. The dealer was aggravated with him for just letting her walk around and stuff. And this is Silverton. She was going to the Bass Pro Shop and stuff, and she's trying to stop her and all that stuff. And so someone goes to look for this guy, and they're gone for a long time. But the lady was nice, real sweet, just sitting there smiling, waiting. And eventually they find the guy, and then they can't explain to her that she needs to go. They hand her stuff, which was like, there was like tissues and a couple band-aids and stuff like that. And so the dealer ended up walking her out, and this guy's serious. Pit boss ends up walking her out, and I'm starting to get some bigger counts, so I'm raising my bets, and I have the whole thing going where I'm just trying to break even and all this stuff, and anyway, keep on playing, and eventually I get back to exactly even, and it was the last hand of the shoe. I'm like, well, I guess I wasn't meant to make any money today. I made, $2.89 or something this morning, and then like a penny, a nickel, and a dime. It's like I made like no money today, and right now it's already approaching 1 o'clock, so it's 12:30 actually right now, and I have to head to Caesars to meet a friend there. So let's do that. I'm going to get there about 1:45, so when I get close, I'll text him and find out where he wants to meet. We're going to have lunch, and then I'm probably going to go back to my room at Caesars, relax for a few minutes, and then probably take the car to the Wynn, probably play a little bit at the Wynn, have a chance for some bigger money. One thing about the Wynn is you can play pretty high without anybody really paying attention to you, so hopefully we play pretty high and we win and not lose. Can I get it through here? Kind of trying to figure out how to get out of this parking lot. Alright, let's head over to Caesars, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I am back. I'm at Caesars. Just had a little bit of lunch with a friend. hung out with him for a while, talked to him for a while, and back to working here. So being at Caesars already, I'm going to go up to the room, make sure, at least use it once a day, and then we'll head out from here and look at some new things. I think I may go to the Wynn next. I may park. I could park actually at the Wynn, so I may just do that next. I don't think I'm going to find anything here. There's too many people here checking, but let's go up to the room. Then we'll go back to the car. We'll go to the Wynn, and we'll play some blackjack. We'll play some slots there, and we'll have more opportunity there. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. Finally, some decent action here. Okay. This guy is chasing these good-looking girls to teach them how to play craps. And he wants them to come to the table with him so he can show them how to play craps. It seems a little suspicious. These two very young, scantily dressed, good-looking girls walking by themselves. This guy walks up to them and asks them if they want to learn how to play, and he'll show them how. Very interesting. Anyway, played one machine that I've been testing, and actually had a really bad variance on it, if it's even a thing. 948 spins to hit it, and did not pay well. But luckily it was minimum bet. Ended up minus $212 on that one. And then played blackjack, double deck, $100. I think it was $100 to 50,000 or some ridiculous thing like that. And played that one for only about 20 minutes, and it was pretty flat the whole way. Then I had like this shoe where it was just going true 5, true 6, true 7, true 8, and I was raising, and ended the shoe ahead $3,050, and so I took off from there. So I mean, all day it's been flat, and then boom, just a big hit like that. So plus or minus 212 on the slots, plus 3,050 on the blackjack at the Wynn. And I'm gonna go check out the poker room real quick, and I'll be back. All right, guys, I'm back, and I played some 1-3 no limit, and was completely card dead for over an hour and a half. And my last hand, I had pocket queens against ace-9. She flopped an ace, and it was over. So I had just beat her too, because I don't know what I had the hand before. I had king jack, and a king flopped, and she had something lower. I don't know. I think she just had a lower kicker. I got out-kicked a bunch of times. Queen kicker, out-kicked with a king kicker, and just all kinds of crazy stuff happening. So unfortunate, but we'll survive. So let's move on here. Trying to figure out what I want to do now. Go back to the Wynn side, play some more. I don't know. I'm not really sure. So I'll figure something out. So minus 600 on the 1-3 no limit. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. It is now after midnight, so obviously there's some hours missing here. I was hanging out with some people that don't know that I have a podcast, so I couldn't really pull out my phone and record as we went from casino to casino. So I'm going to do my best here to recall everything from my notes and from memory. So I think the last time I talked to you, I was heading to South Point, and I was going to meet a friend, and then from there we were going to go somewhere else. I did meet a friend, and we did go somewhere else. Where did we go? I can't tell you. The reason I can't tell you is because we were hole carding, and this is going to be released like hours after we were hole carding, so it doesn't make sense for me to say specifically where it was, so they can look it up and see our pictures on the camera. So I hope you understand. So we were hole carding Ultimate Texas Hold'em. He was already there ahead of me, and he had a seat reserved for me. already, and I got there and sat down, started playing. I haven't really played it too much. I've probably played less than 200 hands, maybe even less than 100 hands of Ultimate Texas Hold'em ever. So, and that was to try to see if I could hole card a different game. So, I was able to see from my position my bottom card and everyone else on the table's bottom card as the dealer was giving it out. I also saw one of the two dealers' cards. One of the two cards that the dealer had. So basically I saw 6 players, 6 cards, and the dealer's card, and obviously the other one of my cards. So I saw 8 cards before the flop. So knowing what one of the 2 cards that the dealer has obviously is a very big advantage. Doesn't mean that you're going to win. There was one time when the dealer was showing a 2 and she had another 2. So and then there was one time when I flopped a pair and folded the hand. I checked, and I folded because I knew that the dealer had a bigger pair already. So it's definitely useful and definitely saved me money. And I say saved me money because I didn't make any money, because I was only there for 10 minutes and then the dealer had to move on and the play was over. So I ended up losing. Let's see. Okay, hold on here. Yeah, I ended up losing $450 on that play. So minus $450 on that. Then we moved on to another location where I played double deck blackjack and I played slots. I walk in, I see a play right away, and it's interesting because where I live, in the area that I go to, in the area, all the casinos that I go to, you would never see these plays because they're taken, which is interesting because we're here in Vegas where there's more slot hustlers than anywhere else. So why isn't the play taken? I feel like maybe the return to player here is not as good and people don't take it, or people just don't like the game here. So I don't know. Anyway, played that and I lost like $200 on that one right away. And then I found another play and played that one, and that one actually paid really well. I got some nice pictures of that one, and I ended my slot session barely ahead, slightly ahead, $45. And then as far as blackjack, I spread from one hand at 25 to one hand at 150. The low for the session was minus 750. The high for the session was plus 50, and I ended up leaving plus 25 after over an hour. I don't know if I mentioned where that was. That was, yeah, it doesn't matter. That was Durango. So, and then moved on to Green Valley Ranch. Green Valley Ranch, walked in with a friend. Whoops. And hopefully it's still recording. Yeah. Walked in with a friend, saw a play right away, played it through, lost $60. That was a 50-50 play. It's kind of got complicated, right? And then we played another play, 50-50, and played that one through. We lost a little bit. So other than that one voucher, that was 50-50. There was another voucher that I was 2/3 of that voucher. We were involved in that one for $1,800 and made a loss on that one. And then I had another voucher that I was 100% of, and I made a profit of like $120 on that one. So overall, once you added everything up, at Green Valley Ranch, I lost $180. So, yeah, today was pretty choppy. And then after that, I did finally get to South Point. Played blackjack there for about an hour, and ended up. Actually, that wasn't South Point. It was a different casino, but I ended up playing for about an hour, and I was down about $850. And the pit boss, I was talking to the pit boss a lot because he kept staring at me, so I kept just hamming it up. And one thing that I do is like, there was a different pit boss there temporarily. Oops, I think I missed my exit. There was a different pit boss there, and he was watching me, and I knew he was watching me from the corner of my eye. And so, like, when the dealer was dealing and turning over her cards, I was like hanging on every card, and I had like this expression on my face that I was worried and all that. And finally, after that hand was over, I looked up, and he kind of smiled, and I said, "Man, that was a crazy hand." He said, "Yeah, I could tell on your face that you were really worried about it." And, you know, if you're a card counter, you're secure, you're confident, and you're not really going to be doing something like that. So maybe it looks a little bit less like I'm a card counter. I don't know, but this stuff's been working for me for a long time. Now, interestingly enough, I got to be kind of friendly with Pit Boss, who originally was grilling me, and he finally offered me dinner. And I'm like, I know your game. You're going to ask me for ID. And he's like, I just need your ID. And I'm like, no, no, no. I said, no, I'm not allowed to give my ID out to people. He said, why not? I said, well, I'm in IT security, and with the position I'm in, I'm not allowed to give out my ID. So I appreciate the offer for the meal, but I can't accept it. And he's like, well, just tell me your name and your birth date, and that's good enough. I don't even need the ID. Just give me that. Just I have to write it down. I'm like, well, I appreciate that you're doing that for me, but I'm afraid I can't do that. So, but it's okay. It's cool. But, you know, it would have been nice, but it's okay. And then he came back around, and he's like, look, I'm not supposed to do this, and the people at the restaurant are probably going to say that this is wrong, but if they do, just have them call me. Here's my name. It's written on the thing. And I took a picture of it, so I have it. And he gave me, considering the place that he gave me the money for, it was a lot of money. And I ended up getting a meal with some extras, and then 2 meals to go with that money. And it was exactly the amount that he gave me. So all I paid was the tip. But it was interesting because then I went, as soon as I sat down in the restaurant, I said, look, here's what's going on. Here's the thing. If you want to take it to somebody to look at it, just let me know. And here's the pit boss's name. He said to call him if you had any questions. She leaves. She comes back. No, everything is fine. I go to the cashier to pay, and they're like, I just need your ID. I'm like, no, I don't think so. And they're like, well, we can't do it without just at least the name and information. I'm like, no. And I explained again, you can call the pit boss. Here's his name. And he said, if you had any problem, just give him a call and all this stuff. And so eventually they kind of gave in, and they're like, okay, well, that's fine. We'll take care of it. And they covered it. So now, overall, in that session, I was down like $750, maybe $850, and I ended up. So that's when he gave me the comp. Well, after he gave me the comp, things turned around a little bit, and I actually ended up leaving slightly ahead. I kind of felt kind of bad about it because he felt sorry for me, but I kept playing, and I ended up actually leaving ahead like $8 or something. So nothing major, but kind of an interesting turn of events there. So right now, I am heading to the Venetian. I think tomorrow I'm gonna take my shower and stuff at Caesars, though, because I really haven't used the bathroom and shower and all that, and I need to make sure the towels are dirty and used and all that stuff. I did sleep in the bed a little bit, so and I did put the do not disturb sign on both doors, so they're not in there looking around saying, "Hey, how come this guy doesn't have any luggage?" So right now, let's head to the Venetian, and I was actually driving to Caesars by mistake, but we'll go to the Venetian. We'll go to the room. We'll put the food away and all that stuff, and lighten our pockets a little bit. There's players' cards and other stuff, change and stuff in my pockets, things that I don't need anymore. And we'll leave that all in the room, and then we'll go downstairs and attempt to make a little bit of money. So, yeah, it's been pretty crazy. I made like $300 this morning, and then almost nothing the whole day, and then made $3,000, and then lost a bunch of money back. So I have no idea where I'm at. I'll add it up later on, and I'll give you an update. But I think what I should do at this point, let's do our segments. What did you eat today, MW? I had, oh man, I don't know actually. I had chef salad, I had yogurt, I had pizza, I had a burger, so all kinds of different things. All of it was pretty mediocre. It was all like more fast foody stuff, just so that I could get by, and I could get back to work. So now I'm trying to pull into. I think this is the Palazzo. I need to go to the Venetian. Yeah, so the rating wise, like probably an 8 or a 9, probably an 8 for most of the food. And what did you tip today, MW? Well, other than the waitress at the restaurant, which was 15%, I had that big blackjack session. So with that, I tipped $0. And what did you learn today, MW? Wow. I don't feel like I was too confident for the day, considering how rough it's been. I mean, I've made really good money on this trip, but there was a lot of ups and downs. But I kind of felt this morning like I was past the worst of it, and then I struggled and went to whatever 3 or 4 casinos and made almost no money, and then I made a bunch of money, and then I lost in poker, and then I lost on tables, and then I lost hole carding, and kind of chopped me back down again. So I guess I learned that you're never out of the woods. You gotta stay alert all the time. But I guess for now I'll let you go. We'll start a new episode for tomorrow, which is really today, and I'll catch up with you then. So for now, I'm going to let you go. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.